Go.
And welcome to the celebrated nightly news of Calaveras County. You notice I'm sitting here alone. John is fixing the camera. We've just walked in from the Calaveras Enterprise District 4 candidate night for Board of Supervisors, which Tom Tryon was present, and also Councilman Lee Seaton. This was the first candidates night.
It's not working. We're seeing ourselves there. That's kind of bizarre.
I don't want to see myself.
How did that?
So what's happening now?
How is everybody tonight? This is live. Sorry, this is live. Here we go. It's the nature alive. There it is. Okay. And we welcome you tonight. And we thank you for stopping by. Now, as Kim was saying, we just left and walked in literally from the, I guess this is the first
kind of a kickoff
of the fall really going at it candidates nights. This one was between Supervisor Tom Tryon
and Lee Seaton,
Councilman Seaton
for District 4. This was
for District 4,
hosted by the Calaveras Enterprise. It was held at the Bret Hart Theater. Yep. Right, and there were questions. I'm not sure who made up the questions. I'm thinking the Calaveras Enterprise.
There were some audience questions.
And questions that I'm imagining were prepared by the Calaveras Enterprise. Buzz Eggleston served as moderator. His wife was the timer, right?
And Buzz does a nice job at these. He has a nice tone. He does a good job at it.
Yes.
And it was at the beautiful festive Bret Hart Theater.
Yes, it was. Now there will be another candidates night. Actually, it's kind of a town hall meeting on Monday, or just meet the candidates, I believe, right?
In Murphy's?
In Murphy's on Monday evening at 7 p.m.
Okay.
The Native Daughters Hall, or Sons, or which one is it?
It's some gender.
What is it?
A sibling gender. It's in Murphy's, and it's something native, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me see. I have it down here. Let me see. Tom Tryon and Lee Seaton to interact with community at Murphy's Town Hall on Monday, September 15th. Let me see. They will be at the Native Daughters Hall in Main Street in downtown Murphy's, which is Monday, the 15th at 7 p.m. They will interact with the voters living in the Murphy's area when the Murphy's Community Club presents its latest town hall meeting. So I'm not sure if it's going to be debate style or what it's going. I imagine they're just going to interact.
They're going to interact?
Yeah, so whatever that means. Hugs and kisses, cool. I don't know. But so are we going to show a little bit of tonight? We already have tonight's debate up on the pinetree.net. I'd like to take a look at it. Fast.
I'm not where I can show it. Because if I pull it there, I'll be using
So
Bandit,
you can watch the actual candidates night on the pinetree.net. We filmed it live while we were there, and then we also have the replay up for your viewing pleasure.
Like we're live right now.
So what did you think about the evening? We actually went together. Today's our anniversary, and we spent the evening at candidates night. Happy anniversary!
Now, isn't that dedication?
Yes, that is dedication.
And needless to say, I'm in the doghouse.
No, you're not.
But
you're not in the doghouse.
I'm not.
No. We didn't do anything for our anniversary anyway, usually.
The news isn't over yet.
Tomorrow's, it's like every night this week, but there's something going on.
Once the camera quits rolling, then I may be in the doghouse again.
No.
Yeah, anyway. All right. But would like to thank my wife for joining me on camera tonight.
You're quite welcome.
And it has been 13 years, hasn't it?
It seems, I thought it had been like 15 or 16. Then I counted back. Wait a minute. Our son's only 11. God, it's only been that many years? Seems like it's been 20.
He's 11, so it's only been 10 years.
Yeah.
Right?
Right,
yeah. So anyway, and we'd like to thank our sponsor, Angels Glad Tidings. We didn't get them mentioned last night, but
because you were in the process of doing it.
Yes,
it's a nice Christian bookstore in downtown Angels Camp. Also one of our newest sponsors.
That is. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And also on these debates, see, after these candidates night, each candidate probably needs to go get a little book on, peace and calm
or
and
a bottle of wine, right?
Well, either way, I mean, it's. There's
So what did you think of this evening? I was in the whole time. I had to go and pick up kids in the middle and go feed kids and things like that, and so I missed some of the heated questions that were asked.
And it's kind of a funny thing because I guess in some ways, if you start going to enough of these from the different candidates, you start looking at them from a perspective of did they change anybody's minds?
I don't think so.
So tonight, I would say if you were in favor of Councilman Seaton going in, you're probably still in favor of Councilman Seaton.
Exactly.
If you were in favor of Supervisor Tryon going in, you're probably still in favor of
You wonder
Supervisor Tryon.
the people that attend these, if they've already made up their minds, or if they go because they still haven't quite decided, or what do you think? Or just to kind of see the interaction, to kind of like get some popcorn and watch the show.
We asked Supervisor Tryon that afterwards, and he thinks most of the people had made up their minds already.
Mm-hmm.
My gut is there's probably going to be a few more. The crowd will probably be larger in Murphy's. I think so too. One of the things is I don't know.
The crowd was a little small.
About 40 to 50 people in the Bret Hart Theater tonight. This was in some ways a made-for-TV debate because you're going to get a very nice quality copy of it
on public access, because we don't take quality video, right?
Well, no, I mean there's a point. Is I know hopefully some of the people watching understand is because you're watching a web feed right now. That yes, it's on Channel 7, but it is a web feed done as a web feed.
Yes.
Because in some ways that allows the content to get done. For example, when we did push out the Candidates Night Live, but our connection there inside was not a real fast one. No. So obviously the job that they do, because they did Joe Aquilina was there. Ed Lark, they had the mixing board, they had 3 cameras, they had the mic stuff. Job. So it better be better than what we're doing.
So you'll also get to see that on public access
and so
TV.
They'll probably do crystal clear, uptight close-ups where we were just happy to have a picture.
Yes, exactly, and a voice and a sound. We could hear them talking.
But what hopefully you can get from us and from the nightly news like this is live. It's speed because it happened literally about a half hour ago.
About half an hour ago, yes.
And we're talking about it, and not only that we're talking about it, it's if you wanted to watch it and you had your laptop in front of you while you're watching TV or something like that, you could be watching it right now.
Yes.
You could switch back and forth between us.
Exactly, and the debate.
There
you go. Now what do you think of that?
Well, Kim, what else happened today?
Well, we actually wanted to talk about some more meetings, some more candidates' nights that are coming up. Valley Springs News to sponsor District 1 Candidates Night between Zero McDaniel and Gary Toffanelli.
Yep.
This will be held on October 8th. It will be a forum at the Jenny Lind Veterans Memorial District Hall. Let me see. I don't have a time here on my read more, but I can announce that later. I bet it's in the evening, probably around 7 o'clock.
I'm guessing.
They are vying for the seat on the Calaveras County Board of Supervisors, being vacated by Bill Claudino at the end of his 4-year term. We have more information on the pinetree.net. We have both of their websites that you can click on and go read about both of these candidates.
Now, I know you didn't want to veer into
the Chamber is also holding one.
Wasn't there? Didn't you want to comment about your pictures and your photos there?
Yeah. Well, I got my feelings hurt this afternoon because I put up the article and somebody, commented. It's a normal, usual commenter that we get that goes on our site, and better watch out. I'm going to block you from commenting. Better keep those comments nice. Yeah. Just kidding. I went and had grabbed pictures of the candidates off of each candidate's website, and I transferred them over to our website. And then I think I had Gary Toffanelli on top, and then Zero McDaniel's picture next. But Zero McDaniel's picture was a little hazy because I guess the one on her site apparently they had taken in the sun. If you go to her, I got it right from her site. I didn't. Yeah. We didn't take the picture of either one of them.
Right.
So somebody said, well, we can tell who you're voting for because you have a crystal clear picture of Gary Toffanelli and a hazy picture of Zeril. and then somebody said, wow, you fixed that fast? And it's like, well, I didn't even change anything. And then somebody jokingly later today said, yeah, look at Gary's picture. He's got beautiful flowers in the background, and Zeril's just standing there. They were joking because it's like, my goodness.
But you have to understand.
So then I went in and I changed it. So Zeril was first. And Gary they were next to each other, so that way it didn't show any. Now it's looked like maybe we are a Zeril fan. We don't live in the district. They're both great candidates. They both seem like wonderful people.
So we're not going to be voting for either of them.
We're not going to be voting for either one of them. It's just a funny thing.
We can't vote for either.
No, we can't. We don't live there.
But anyway, it's just kind of funny.
We don't pay for either one of them.
You see that if doing a little bit on the news side, it's in some ways it's. Because you can tell it's a battle out there right now because their sides are so entrenched on issues.
And you see that on the presidential. We have 162 comments on our what do you think of McCain's VP choice, Sarah Palin. 162 comments. And it's been a week. We've actually chosen to leave the poll up. Usually we change our poll out every week, but you know what?
Now we'll leave this.
We've got a good comment thread going on here. So anyway, it was kind of, I got my feelings hurt, and I shouldn't have, but it's like, hey, I didn't take those pictures, so don't blame me. Blame their committees, whoever took the pictures of them, right?
It was just kind of funny.
Anyway, so we're not favoring anybody here. And a couple more candidates nights I want to talk about was the Chamber of Commerce will be hosting a candidates night on September 25th. And they will be hosting it for the actual 2 supervisors for District 4, Tom Try and Lee Seaton.
So it'll be deja vu all over again?
4 city council candidates, Jack Boding, Jay Shoup, Craig Turco, and Elaine Morris, and also they will be discussing Measure K, which they also talked about this evening. Mindy Bach got up and talked about Measure K, which is the bond for the new pool at
and
Bret
improvements
Harte.
to the school. Yes. And those kids deserve a pool, and we mentioned it last night. Yeah.
Yes. Now I know the Mountain Chronicle's holding a candidate.
You know, I heard, but I don't know if it's firmed up. I haven't really heard a firm date on that.
Yeah, we just found out about the Calaveras Enterprise one like a couple days ago.
And we were talking with Ross Alford from the Mountain Chronicle, and I guess he's pretty proud of his scoop.
Yes, he is. He's got a hot babe on the front of
Because
his
I think up until this whole Sarah Palin thing is going forward, the most famous person from her hometown
is a Playboy bunny, right?
No, it was a porn star.
A porn star.
And so he scooped the national media that she was actually until the last couple of weeks. She wasn't the most famous.
All right.
Kim wants me to be quiet.
No comment. Okay. Let me see here. Plan to attend and take advantage of the Mark Twain St. Joseph's Hospital Health Fair on September 24th, being held at the Saddle Creek Lodge from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is being sponsored by Mark Twain St. Joseph's Hospital. They will be doing blood analysis, offering free flu shots, pneumonia shots, and bone density studies will be available. Their hospital foundation will be on hand to discuss the digital mammography project and other programs. And this is also your chance to take a tour of a new medical center located in Copperopolis Town Square.
The new location?
Yes. The City of Angels
Soon to be built?
Is looking for somebody. They have an opening at the City of Angels camp.
They sent us a job opening today.
They had a job opening. They're looking for an accounting supervisor. Would you like to talk about it, or you want me to?
Oh, go ahead.
I thought I take over the news. You don't even talk much.
Well, we were in such a rush. I don't have anything on my screen but us.
The city is accepting applications for an accounting supervisor's salary. Can I say the salary amounts or not on TV? Are we not allowed to?
I don't know. Well, salary, it looks pretty good.
It's a pretty darn good salary.
It's
$3,677 to $4,400.
It's more than we make.
More than we make. $4,469 per month, depending on qualifications. Under the direct supervision of the finance officer. This position manages the city's finance and accounting control systems and personnel. Must have extensive accounting and supervisor experience. You can go on our site to take a look at the applications and where to send your resume and all that.
Oh, let's see. What else happened in the news today?
What, you can't even think?
Oh, I can't. I guess we've been running like mad.
The COG got something approved. This is kind of good news for the COG.
Valley Springs, right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Valley Springs. Now, if you've been following the local news, there was a process similar to this in the Arnold area for the Arnold Rural Livable Mobility Plan.
Yes.
Okay? And if it's the COG, the Calaveras County Council of Governments, the acronyms, and I'm sure if Tim McSorley or Tyler watching, they'll probably agree. The acronyms from the COG, usually, they don't always really flow.
Yes.
It's not one of those things like, wow, now that's a good slogan, right?
Yes.
Now, but there's probably a point to this because the COG is very good at getting grants.
Yes, they are. I'm very impressed
So
with
probably
what they
the titles of these grants are probably in some ways tailored to the funds which they're receiving.
Exactly.
So the Arnold Rural Livable Mobility-based plan
got their funding, and now
because it's ostensibly a traffic study, but really it was in some ways much more for Arnold because it was almost a environmental development. Not environment, but an economic development roadmap for Arnold.
Yes.
I guess this is the very, very long way of saying that They have a process started underway now in San Andreas, and now they got the funds approved today for Valley Springs. So
the COG has announced that the application for a Caltrans community-based transportation planning grant for Valley Springs has been successful.
So it's very similar to the Arnold one, right?
Yes, it is.
Oh, let's live life on the edge. Hit read more.
Okay.
We'll just go crazy. Just a little rummy tonight. No, because
you're tired. You've been running all day.
Because occasionally, if we hit read more on an article,
the grant is titled "Rural Smart Growth: A Community-Based Plan for Valley Springs." There you go. The grant award from Caltrans is $204,648 with a match from the COG of $51,162 for a total of $255,810.
Ooh, the Arnold one was only like $80,000.
Yes, they are good at getting. Maybe they can get us some money. We should ask them.
All we need is like a grant a year.
Do you think the COG wants to invest? Funding is contingent on approval of the state budget and is not anticipated prior to January 2009. The grant is intended to produce a community planning document consistent with the Calaveras County General Plan and the California Environmental Quality Act. Project partners include the COG, the Calaveras County Community Development Agency, the Local Government Commission, myvalleysprings.com, and is yet to be determined group representing local landowners. Okay.
There we go.
Very interesting. And congratulations.
So they got over $250,000 to go for a grant.
Go look for some money for us. What do you think? Good idea?
Some grant funding?
I think we could use some grant funding, yeah.
Are we a non-profit?
We're a non-profit. Everybody thinks we're profitable. I think we are. We're a non-profit. Yeah, that's a good one, John. I like that.
Yeah, are we a non-profit? Oh, and if those of you have been watching the progress, the little piece of heavy equipment we have on the site, we're finishing moving the stuff, probably by maybe tomorrow night. Some of the stuff will start appearing, like calendar and all the rest of that stuff again. Mm-hmm. But one thing we want to tell you is that if you see once we roll it out,
this feed's keeping up at least now better than it was over the weekend.
Yeah, because we shut everything off.
Yes, we did.
No, it's migrated. But what we're going to say is, if you see a few, because we migrated. Oh, we might as well talk about it for a second. We moved to a bigger...
Everybody's getting ready for bed anyway. You may as well...
4-processor server, right?
Okay, yes.
Count them, quad processors. So, a four-way processor box, lots more horsepower than we currently had. The other thing is we migrated... because we actually have 3 servers running now, but on this main box, it was... I forget how many images were in that image directory. It was something like 10,000 photos.
That's a lot of photos.
10,000 photos in this one image directory. And also on the main server, this is the archive stuff. Anything on this actual video that's on the main server is technically over a year and a half old.
Wow.
So we had over close to 150 gigabytes of video, and this is the old stuff. This is like the old
boring stuff.
Well, not boring, but like if you want to watch like Arnold parades.
We have all the grape stomps.
The grape stomps, the Ironstone Concourse.
This year, yes.
That was the old stuff.
The couple features of frog jumps, right? We have some exciting stuff up there. We have when the Polar Express was being set up at Bear Valley,
which is still the single most watched video we've had. It is the helicopter setting the poles in Bear Valley.
It is. Tomorrow night, there is a City of Angels Camp Planning Commission meeting. Tomorrow is also September 11th.
Whew. Yes, it is.
Back on the agenda tomorrow evening are signs. KFC sign, Heidi's Flowers sign, the great, what was the place, a vintage something downtown Angels Camp.
Right.
Those are back on the agenda. And also the new planning commissioner workshop will be held tomorrow evening.
Cool.
So we have the full agenda on thepinetree.net for your viewing pleasure. Right?
And we also have up the, speaking of the Angels, the planning commission, the general plan rollout meeting video from last night.
Yeah, that's up?
That's up.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, but I didn't.
It should be. Isn't it there? Or did I just do the video
Maybe
and not...
the video. I don't think you put it up.
No. Did I? I wouldn't have been that dumb, would I?
Something I wanted to mention, a little bit of hard news. The shooting suspect turned self in. Lee Wilson, who turned himself in at the Calaveras County Jail Monday, September 8th in the morning. Wilson was wanted for shooting his brother, Jimmy Wilson. I remember that a couple of weeks ago. It happened in Avery during a birthday party at a residence in Avery. Lee Wilson was booked for assault with a deadly weapon and is being held at the Calaveras County Jail in lieu of $235,000 in bail. So he did turn himself in. So that's some good news there. And luckily the brother was not hurt. He was released quickly. So
yeah.
I don't know how many hard feelings there's going to be there.
If you can be shot and just
be released. Yes, exactly.
Yeah, because, I mean, can you imagine the Thanksgivings going forward after that? Dude, you shot me. Well, I really didn't mean to.
Thanksgiving table.
Yeah, I really didn't mean to, but you have to admit you deserved it. I mean, you could...
Okay.
And then the other side is you never deserve to get...
No.
Right?
Right.
But then...
Also,
and then what's the mom going to say?
I don't know what the mom is. I have no idea, John.
Anyway, we're really glad that there was no...
ultimately,
no serious injuries he has, and it looks like they must have arranged something down because the charges are not attempted murder. They're assault with a deadly weapon, so at least this gives him some chance at a life after this.
The Angels Camp Business Association will also be holding a Meet the Candidates for City Council night on October 13th. This will give you a chance to, starting at 5:30 p.m. at Camp's Restaurant with social hour, and then at 6 p.m. is the actual Meet the Candidates for City Council, whom are Jack Boding, Elaine Morris, Jay Shoup, and Craig Turco. Now, what is Mr. Shoup's first name?
You I don't know, he must be Jay. Maybe it's just Jay Shoup.
Your dad's name was just
one little bit, we attended the Fair Board meeting this afternoon. Now, one of the things there is they are going back to a 4-day schedule, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. The other piece to come out of that is...
So that is one thing they did confirm today. They will be going as of next year. Okay.
And we had to leave because we had to go to the candidates night before it was completely over. But the other thing it looks like is they're going to probably eliminate the headliner on Saturday night. Usually have like one big musical act. But instead they're going, because they had a community meeting that focused the suggestions from the community. The community wanted to see more arena-based events, or so they're going to have the rodeo on Saturday night, basically events that are more family in nature. They are going to have the young bull riders, which I heard was just a riot.
Oh, I bet. Yes, there's some good kids out there.
And a little more focus on the family side of it and the arena side of it. Which all in all, I think were some pretty good suggestions.
Very good suggestions.
If you're following the progress of the fair. This was the meeting today, and the agenda items for today were specifically for during the duration of the fair.
Okay.
This was changes that they're going to do to the actual fair during the fair season to try to maximize revenues. Working on budgetary constraints and things and differences like that.
The fair did lose some money this last year, right?
Right, but in some ways it did. But I mean, they probably actually did fairly well considering some of the things that happened. But the other thing is next month they're going to have a community meeting for basically to talk about with the fair on what happens the rest of the year.
Okay.
So, as board chair Stephen Couch said today, what happens the other 361 days of the year? So,
you mean for the fairgrounds?
Right, and they're going to have feedback from the community on what types of events you'd like to see there, different types of events, and I said one little thing today is I probably can't do this during the fair, but Angels Camp with its branding things is supposed to be like the base camp and the launching pad for outdoor activities. Now, one of the things is they have some really world-class mountain biking trails over in the Maloney's area, so why not do a mountain bike race in conjunction with it starts in...
That's actually a cool idea, John.
Anyway, we got to roll.
Yes.
Good night.
Good night.
Thanks.
Thank you.